Alright guys, so the boys over at Apple Music have been up to something and we need to get to the bottom of it. They said that they're going to be paying roughly 1 cent per stream. Damn, that's a whole of a lot more than Spotify. But we got to do a little bit of deep dive. Does 1 cent mean you're going to be getting more money? Let's find out. Before we continue, I want you to comment below. What do you have subscribed? Apple Music or Spotify? As a music artist, it's really difficult to get data about what the consumer is using. So please help your brother out and please comment why as well. You can read the comments and get more insights into this as well. So it helps everybody. So as we know, Spotify has been rapidly busy buying podcast companies and investing heavily in the podcasting world. By the way, Boost Podcast might be coming out this month, so tune in for that. But Apple Music, what have they been up to? They've been relatively silent. I mean, I guess Apple, because it's a huge company, they had to focus on so many different venues, and Apple Music is just one of them. Up until recently. So Apple Music dropped a banger of a newsletter, letting everybody in their music newsletter group know about their future changes. They're like, man, I want to start giving 1 cent to artists. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that the 1 cent is going to be an additional payment to you. What it does mean is that 1 cent per stream is going to be the average payout. Now, if you're confused, let me explain. So the main revenue model for these streaming platforms is through subscriptions, as we know. Spotify has a free version as well, where it makes money through advertising. But the majority, the meat and bones, the gravy boat, where the moolah comes, is through subscriptions. So if they say that they're going to be paying 1 cent a stream, it means that from the total revenue that they earn through their subscriptions, after, all the business and operation expenses, all the remaining amount that goes straight to royalties averages out to that amount. One thing to keep in mind is that Apple Music has less users. Although we don't have all the public data about how many users is on Apple Music, we can look at the 2019, which was around, 50 million? I don't got the numbers on me. It was quite a lot, but Spotify evidently had almost 2 or 3 times more and is probably even a bigger difference now. So the main question still remains, how does this affect me as a music artist? Well, then the cut goes to the labels and the rest to the indie guys, and doesn't go straight to you. It goes to your aggregator or distributor. So DistroKid is what gets the money. Then from there, DistroKid shares to you. As an independent artist, some distributors and aggregators are gonna have a cut as well, maybe 5%, maybe 6%. But if you have 100% royalties, then you don't got to worry about this because you already paid in advance by paying to get your song distributed. That's the economics behind the distribution and how you're going to get paid back when it comes to publishing deals that you're going to get through DistroKid, and how the independent artist can afford to eat ice cream or afford to eat anything for that matter, as long as the royalties can come in. Now, Russ is a big proponent of this because he said himself, watch this.
So you just Google. I remember me and my best friend, we Googled how do you put your songs on iTunes, and we found TuneCore, which is a digital distribution platform where you can upload your music directly to all the DSPs and everything. I started out making 20 cents a month, and then $10 and 40 and 100, and you know what I'm saying? And it gradually goes up. It's almost like you're running your own label and you have this whole self-sufficient just company going on that's paying you every Friday.
Yeah, all he did is put it on CD, baby. It cost him about $10, and now he's ranking in millions. Millions. Sounds sick. You gotta work towards it like a marathon, consistently and consistently. Stuff like Apple Music doing this just shows that the artists are slowly starting to have more and more power, especially the indie guys. It's also been noted that Apple Music is trying to follow a model similar to what SoundCloud is trying to do, where it's fan-powered streams. The way it works right now is if a guy listens to you 1,000 times and doesn't log into the app, the amount of revenue that he gave Apple Music or Spotify through subscription, a cut of that is still going to Drake and the big names simply because it's market share. Gosh, market share. And you can't really blame Apple Music and Spotify for this because to even have those big acts, they need to do something that's going to allow the record labels to profit, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all business. They got to do something to allow the record labels to make any profit in order to even have this music in their catalog in the first place for you and I to stream at a discounted rate. I mean, what is the alternative? Just look at Apple Music and look at iTunes, for example. You have to pay individually. Sure, you own it and you aren't streaming the music, but you do have to pay a lot upfront, and it doesn't help the discovery. So for artists like you and I, when we're putting music out there all the time, 40,000 new songs on Spotify every month, but that was way back then. The figures are probably much higher now. We need to understand that discovery and exposure is everything for new artists. That's just the way it goes. And if you really want to make this a full-time thing, streaming is a long-term strategy, of course, because the payout 1 cent per stream is probably a far cry from the actual figures. But it's a step in the right direction. And since Apple Music has less users, but its revenue is still probably pretty good, it can use these type of figures, and that's just how the marketing goes behind this type of stuff. I should have worn my glasses for this video, damn. The 1 cent per stream is based off of its standard plan. It doesn't take in the discounted bundle, which is the family model that Spotify has, and it also doesn't take account of the student plan, which a lot of my boys out in Canada, University of Waterloo and Wilfrid Laurier are on that student plan. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? You get a sick discount. Now, if you were to ask me, does this mean I should change my model so I can promote on Apple Music? And if you weren't promoting on Apple Music in the first place, bro, what are you doing? Because look, Apple Music is less distracting. Since the discovery model is pretty garbage on Apple Music, don't take it from me, listen to this. How's the Apple Music Explore function?
It kind of sucks, to be honest.
Since it's less distracting, people kind of treat that library as their personal collection. So if you can get your music in somebody's library on Apple Music, there's a higher chance that you're going to retain them as a fan and a continual listener. Whereas Spotify, it's like song in, song out, song in, song out. Spotify is where you find the fan, Apple Music is where you keep the fan. Both platforms are amazing, so make sure you use both. The cool thing about Spotify is its Discover Weekly and Release Radar functions that really allow you to flourish as an artist, but you gotta get on playlists for that, of course. Tap below to get on one of our 350 plus and growing playlists. Maybe one day in the future, Apple Music and Spotify are gonna be paying you out in crypto. How crypto and NFTs and blockchain will change the music game, then please comment below.